If you're going to be starting a practice from scratch, setting up a brand new practice, do you need to have a lawyer help you do that? Is there anything that a lawyer should do? And if so, what are those things that the lawyer should do for you? Really, there are two things, possibly three. Number one, forming the legal entity, meaning setting up the corporation or the limited liability company. The lawyer should be advising you on which type of entity is going to serve you best in the years to come. And that will vary from state to state, perhaps. And it will also vary from professional to professional, meaning if you're a single individual, there might be one answer. If you're a married individual and your spouse has a good income, there may be a different recommendation. Typically, doctors of chiropractic and acupuncturists will set up either a limited liability company or a corporation. But it doesn't stop there. Simply filing articles of incorporation or articles of organization with the Secretary of State's website online, that is not the full process of starting a new entity. There's a whole series of legal documents that an LLC or a corporation need to have drafted and put into some type of a corporate or company book, whether you store it in PDF online. Those documents represent the foundation that your business entity is going to set on for the next 20 or 30 years. That foundation has to be done correctly and completely in order for your entity to be safe, for you to be safe. The lawyer should be securing your federal tax ID number and your state tax ID number to make sure that the entire business operation is ready to go. They will explain the statutes for the state that you're going to be practicing in. The second thing the lawyer will do for you is review the office lease agreement that you're going to have for your space. If you have a leasing agent who is negotiating the rent and tenant improvements, they're doing all the negotiating with the landlord or the landlord's leasing agent. What is there for the lawyer to do? Well, the lawyer gets the job of reading that great big fat lease agreement that the landlord's agent is going to send to you. The lawyer is going to read those words and redline or make changes that are going to level the playing field, making your lease agreement comfortable for you to move forward. And they're going to make recommended changes for you. Then they're going to email that document back to the landlord's agent or the landlord's attorney, who will then agree or disagree with those changes. If there are going to be two or more owners in this business, then your lawyer should also be preparing a partnership agreement, or in other words, a shareholder agreement or a member control agreement. All of those things mean the same thing. And that would be the agreement between partners, between owners, on how things are going to work in the business. How do you get paid? When do you get paid? What happens if somebody dies? What happens if somebody's going to leave the business? So there are three very important tasks for the lawyer: forming the entity and getting your tax ID numbers and getting that book in order so you know what you've got to stand on for a foundation, reviewing your office lease agreement and negotiating the terms with the leasing agent, and number three, if applicable, drafting the partnership or shareholder or member control agreement for the parties. All of those things are jobs that you should consider hiring a lawyer to do.